Do you think that that most of the parents of the kids making a pro-Palestine, Israel-hating and America-hating encampment, do you think they're proud of their kid?
You know, it's really hard to tell because I don't really know people. Like, I'm not close enough to those absolutely insane people to know. I don't know if their parents would necessarily be proud of them, but I think they're neutral. Or I think many of the parents would say, oh, their kid is going through a phase. In other words, I don't think they understand.
All right, so that's where you are helpful. That's interesting.
They wouldn't understand the gravity of it.
Uh-huh.
That I can say with close to certainty. I don't know that many of them would be proud, but actually I think what's worse is that they'd kind of go like, oh yeah, my child is just a wokeite, and they'll
I don't think they'd say woke. Once they'd say woke,
I think they would say woke. I think they would think, oh, college kids these days, it's the equivalent of dyeing their hair, which they probably also have, but
so they're in denial about what a piece of crap their kid turned out to be.
I think they're in denial about how serious it is. Mm-hmm. And how it's not just like dyeing your hair.
So I always ask myself, I say, well, how, Dennis, would you react if you were involved in situation X, Y, or Z?
Right.
So if my kid were part of this encampment, well, obviously I wouldn't be proud. I would be mortifiedly, if there's such a word, ashamed. But I would let my kid know I'm ashamed of you. And very few parents are prepared to do that. They so want their kid to love them no matter what, that they won't say, I can't believe that you grew up in a home of decency and became so indecent.
You know, this is really important because I do know some parents who have woke kids. And they will talk to me and they'll say like, "Oh, good for you, Julie," or "Love listening to you. I wish my daughter would listen to you more. I wish my son would listen to you more." And I don't think, and when I'm talking about woke kids, I'm talking about like really, really woke kids. And I don't think they realize what a serious thing it is that their child is doing.
They don't want to realize.
Yes. Like I know this one person who's in her teens and she is really, really woke. She's like, protect trans kids and free.
Well, we're all for protecting trans kids.
Yeah, but
wait, forgive me.
No, it's fine.
Don't forget one iota what you were about to say.
I
okay,
will not.
It clear? Okay.
Yeah.
We are protecting trans kids.
Of course. Oh,
no. But you know that. But I want everyone to hear. The left is ruining trans kids.
Such an important point.
We are protecting them against your scummy breast removal and hormone blockers. You are ruining trans kids. You and only you on earth. America is the last man standing ruining trans kids. Britain, Germany, France, none of them are doing this. So I just want to know, the conservatives are protecting trans kids. The left are ruining their lives, just for the record.
No, I'm so glad you said it because it also relates to our point about the lack of boundaries and distinctions. And I've noticed that not only is there a lack of boundaries and distinctions, but things are inverted as a result. They claim to be protecting trans kids. We're the ones protecting trans kids.
Yes.
They claim to be anti-racist. They're racist.
That's right.
They claim to be tolerant. Yes. They're intolerant. Like literally everything is inverted. Men are women,
and
women are men.
All was chaos.
It's
verse 2.
But isn't that amazing?
The example.
It's not just like when I picture chaos, I picture like just I picture modern art. I picture like a huge canvas of
or modern
splattered
music.
Crap on it. Yes, we have chaos, but this point I'm making is really important. It's actually a little different than chaos. it's reversal. Things are inverted, and that's weird to me. To give the examples again, they say that they are protecting trans kids. They are doing the opposite of protecting trans kids.
Right. So you were going to make the point, though. I interrupted to say.
Oh, about the woke.
Yes. So
daughter.
The daughter.
Okay.
We're woke. We're protecting trans kids. That's when I interrupted. But it was important to note, the woke are hurting them.
Yes. It's an inversion. Okay, so I was talking about that kid in her teens. She is really brainwashed, this girl, and I can think of other. I mean, severely brainwashed, and it affects the way that she lives her life. She lives her life as sort of like, she claims that she has ADD, and she really doesn't. Like, it's cool now to have a mental illness, and she goes about her life and she's like, I have ADD and I'm da-da-da-da-da. You know, like, do you understand the kind of fat I'm talking about? Because people, like young people now, it's cool to like be unhinged. It's cool to say that you have some kind of, because it's the victim stuff. And so this girl like walks around her life. She claims to have ADHD and she doesn't. She wears a mask still. Oh,
you know her?
Yes, from afar.
Oh,
yes.
That's fascinating.
From afar. And she, you know, I could give other examples. She's very like political, goes to protests, goes to rallies. And
anyway, we were talking about the parents.
I know, I'm saying her parents sort of lament it to me, but they sort of do it, they sort of say it in a way of like, oh, like, it's so crazy, but like she'll get through it. The kids these days kind of thing. And what I want to say to them is, no, it's not kids these days. Like, this is really in another category. Because when you were young, how did people rebel? Like, they dyed, seriously, like they dyed their hair, they got piercings,
yes,
like,
right.
Okay, yeah, every kid rebels.
Right.
But wouldn't you agree that this is in a totally different category of rebellion?
Well,
to the
because
point?
this is a rebellion against moral norms. That was that was a rebellion against cultural norms. There's a very big difference. Dyeing my hair purple so the cultural norm is not to have purple hair. Okay, who cares? But moral norms, that was not, nobody went around. I mean, there were no demonstrations on behalf of a terror against Israel. I mean, that didn't exist. The moral norm rebellion did begin with the attacks on America, spelling at my campus at Columbia, they spelled America with a K.
Yeah.
Meaning that's the way the German spells it. It's a fascist country. That's when the 60s inaugurated moral revolution, not cultural revolution.
Well, I want to ask, I mean, do you think it's different and worse today? Because I'm saying it is.
Oh, it is. But, I mean, well, look, I mean, nobody said if any kid who demonstrated that America was fascist, but if asked, how many sexes are there, would say 2.
You're right. Well, it sort of goes back to the point that we were making earlier about everything becoming political, like the NFL making a statement about that guy's speech, or the Harvard softball team making a statement about BLM. These, like, the political with many of these activists is not just one facet of them. It's literally the entire thing. Their gender has been changed. They wear masks. The way that like, every facet of their life is infected by this leftism. And that, I think, is totally different. Because to your point, in the 60s when people were saying America with a K.
It's your point. No boundaries.